Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Makeup. It feels like I've been gone forever and that this is like a big return for me, but it shouldn't for you because I've been keeping on schedule. But I am filming from the new makeup room in the new house, and I feel a little bit exposed here because I don't have my neck curtains up yet, and I'm using natural light, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the neighbours to make sure that they're not having too much of a gawk in. But anyhow, today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 beauty products that I have repurposed. Some of them I really didn't like them for their original use or for their intended purpose. Some of them, they were grand for their intended purpose, but I just like them for another way as well. So yeah, we'll jump into that in a second. I'll also go over my face of the day with you, or just let you know what I'm wearing on my face at the end of the video as well. And I'm going to start off with a very unfortunate event that happened, well, it kind of happened last weekend and then again this morning, and that is I smashed my phone. So when I moved into the new house last weekend and I was getting the new keys off the landlady, as we were at the door, my phone fell, bounced off her toe, and then bounced off the ground, and then smashed all along the bottom of my phone. So that was so annoying, but I could manage it, even though like the tips of my fingers are really, really rough. But then this morning I was cleaning stuff away and I was in the kitchen and the phone jumped. I mean, it literally jumped out of my pocket and then landed like this onto the tile floor, and now the top of it is totally smashed. So I'm so sad about that, even though I'm still able to watch stuff on it. I was watching the lovely Louise with a sprinkle of glitter while I was doing my makeup. But yeah, is anyone else as unfortunate with phones as I am? This is actually the first time I've really totally ruined a phone, apart from the last one that got ruined that I dropped down the toilet. So we'll forget about that one. But usually, like, I do drop them. I'm a bit of a klutz. This is the first time that it actually broke. So I think whenever I can get fixed, I don't know when I can do that, but I'll have to get a proper cover for it, even though I loved this cover. But anyhow, let's jump into what this video is supposed to be about. I'm going to start off with this guy, and this you might remember from one of my fails videos. It is the Hydraluron from Indeed Laboratories, and this is a hydrating gel. The main kind of ingredient of this is hyaluronic acid, which is an amazing ingredient, and I have loads of other products that actually contain hyaluronic acid. I've never had any issues with the ingredient itself ever before, but for some reason this product just doesn't work on my face. So I won't go into it because I did go on about it before. Basically just pills. It didn't feel like it was doing anything. It made my skin actually feel a bit drier than it was, and I did try it every which way. For anyone who's given in advice on how to use it, I've tried it every way possible. It just didn't work for me. So what I've been doing recently is using it on my hands. So what I do is pop it all over the back of my hands and then let that sink in and go over with my normal hand cream, which is the Roger & Gallet Fleur de Figure hand and nail balm, or any of the hand creams that I'm using, and I love it on my hands. It doesn't do the same thing on my hands as it does on my face. You know, it doesn't pill once I put that over it. It doesn't feel as dry, and my hands have been feeling so soft. So I'm so glad I found another purpose for this, because I really didn't want to throw it out. There was a bit left, and yeah, it seems to be working really well as like a hand primer, almost like a primer for my hand, like a serum for my hand. So I'm really loving that. So happy I decided to give that a go. Then the second product I repurposed was this. Now this is another thing that I showed in a fails video, I think, and yeah, it's a lovely brush in itself, but this is one of the Real Techniques brushes, yeah, try that again. The Real Techniques brushes from the Bold Metal collection, and there's a couple of reasons why I was in my fails video. First of all, most of the brushes are so dense that I don't like them for what they're intended for, and also can you see how the ferrule has totally tarnished? Like, it's a completely different colour now from the plastic handle, which is such a shame. It did have a tarnished fingerprint on it when I got it, but look, it's just like totally gone off. I don't know whether this is down to, I actually have no idea what it's down to be honest, but yeah, that's what's happened. Anyhow, this was meant for blush, which I didn't love it for. I thought it was a bit too dense for blush. I didn't like the way it spread or blended the blush. What I use this for is foundation, and I absolutely love this for foundation. So it's not a bad brush by any means, just, you know, think outside of the box and use it for something else, and that's what I'm loving this for. Same with the wherever it's gone, the eyeshadow brush of this. I think it was Actually, I'm not going to remember what number it was, but the eyeshadow, like the paddle brush that comes in the collection, I love that for concealer rather than for eyeshadow. So really, really love this as a foundation brush, just not as a blush brush, and it's quite good for cream contour as well. I just don't love it for powders. The third product, which you're not going to be surprised about because I actually did a full dedicated video on this, and this is my Micellar water, cleansing water, and I use this as a brush cleanser. So I decant this into a spray bottle. Now you can use any micellar water. The one that I started off using was this guy here, which is the Garnier micellar water, the normal one. Now what I would do is pop that into a spray bottle, spray my brushes as I normally would, and then Bob's your uncle, there you go. It really, really cleanses very well. But it wasn't the best at sanitizing because it doesn't contain alcohol, so I used to use alcohol separately. But lo and behold, they've brought out this new one, and Bioderma already have these out. These are kind of copying them, but this is the one that purifies and mattifies, and that contains alcohol. There's another one as well that has a little bit more alcohol in it again, and they're going to be better for sanitizing as well as cleaning. So I was so happy that this came out because then you don't have to use the alcohol separately. So that's what I've been doing, and the reason the micellar water works so well is micellar water is made up of tiny little oil particles called micelles that are suspended in the water, and they cleanse, of course, but it doesn't feel greasy like normal oil products. So I highly recommend this to anyone to give it a go. Like I said, any micellar water will work, but I do like that one with a bit of alcohol. And I know Karen from Lovely Girly Bits gave it a go there during the week, and she said it works really, really well. So I'm happy to see other people are working out with it. My fourth repurposed product is this guy, and I've mentioned this loads of times before. It's the ProlongWear Concealer. Absolutely love this. It's what I have under my eyes today and kind of dotted around the face where I need it. But this is notorious for pumping out too much product, particularly when you're not used to it. And what I use this for is as an eye primer, an eyelid primer. This is great for grabbing onto eyeshadow. So I tend to use this actually more often than I would the MAC paint pots because it doesn't dry out my eyelids quite as much as the paint pots can if I wear them like several days in a row. And this really, really does a great job at grabbing onto your eyeshadow, but it is a film forming concealer, hence it being ProlongWear, long lasting, and it's also really good for sitting on lids that can be a little bit oily as well. So this is brilliant, and because it goes on tacky before it dries, it's great if you work quickly with it, like press a pigment or whatever over it. It'll really, really grab onto it and hold it in place. So I highly recommend that for anyone if you want to give it a go, especially like I said, if you do tend to pump a little bit out and you don't know what to do with the excess, use it on your lids. Again, like any kind of primer, less is more. Don't overdo it or it'll actually cause creasing like worse if there's too much product, but love it for that reason. And then the final thing that I use for a different purpose is this guy here, which is Kid EyeShadow by MAC. So anyone else who is on the very, very pale or light end of, you know, the light skinned spectrum will know that getting a nice contour powder can be difficult because so many of them come out a bit too deep. I love my NYX Top Blush, but Kid by MAC works lovely if you want a nice subtle contour with, you know, for very light skin, and one that you don't have to work too hard at blending. So I have this on as a really, really natural contour today, and I love it. I really, really love it. It's just that perfect tone. It's like a little bit of a, you know, it's not too grey, it's not warm at all, there's no warmth in it. It's just a lovely kind of browned beige, and that's perfect for very, very light skin, especially like for around the nose and stuff, because it's not too, just too strong or anything like that. So those are my 5 repurposed beauty products that I love, like now that I've repurposed them, but mightn't have loved them as much before. Although saying that, I do love these products. I have these on my eyes as well. And speaking of what I've on my eyes, I'll run really quickly through what I've on my face today. So I pulled out this guy, which is the Matte Factor Ageless Elixir Foundation. I haven't worn this in forever, and I love this, but the colour is like ever so slightly off. It's a little bit warm for me, so I don't know if can you tell on camera, but in real life my neck is just a little bit lighter and more yellow than my face, but it's not so noticeable that it bothers me. I love the formula enough that I wear it, so that's grand. I of course have my ProlongWear Concealer on. I use that as my eye base as well as, you know, to fix up my face. I went over with my MAC Mineralize SkinFinish Natural in Light just to set everything in place, and of course then I used Kid to do a light contour around the side of the nose, underneath my cheekbones, and then along my forehead. Then for my cheeks I went over with the Max Factor Creme Puff Blush, yeah, in lovely pink, number 5. This is just a lovely, nice, natural pink. I would liken this a little bit to Dainty by MAC. It's not quite as strong though. It's a little bit more natural, but I really, really love the formulas of these, and they are very, very similar to the MAC Mineralize blushes, but much more affordable. I think they're about 11 or 12 euros, so really, really love that. That is the face. Yeah, so on the lips, I'll leave the eyes to last, but on the lips, I am wearing my L'Oreal Lip Liner Couture by Colour Riche in, what's this, Beige en Nude. I've used this a lot recently, so that won't be new to you. And then one of the gorgeous NYX Butter Glosses in number 2 Eclair. Really, really love that colour because it's so natural, but it gives a little bit of a hint of something without it being very obvious. Then moving on to the eyes, of course I use the Mineralize, no not the Mineralize, the ProlongWear Concealer as my base. On my lid, that gorgeous lilac colour that you see is from this guy here, which is the ISADORA Eye Colour Bar in 62 Surf and Sun, and that colour there, it's so, so pretty. It's just the most beautiful lilac colour. A teeny bit of the gold on the inner corner. So this is available now, and it's new with their summer collection, and really, really love this. It's such a nice palette. I have the nude one, which I've gone on about loads before because I really, really love it. And then of course I used my Kid to blow that out above and underneath, and then used Brown Down then in the outer corner and a little bit underneath. So these are my two kind of staple smoky, like daytime smoky eyeshadows. These live on my desk because I use them so, so much. Really, really love these, and they're so multifunctional. Okay, so on my eyeliner, as eyeliner, it's another ISADORA product. This is the Fine Liner Eye Stylo. It is a marker pen, and this is a dark brown, so I actually think it's quite nice. It's not quite as stark or as harsh as some black ones can be. And then what's left to do? Oh yeah, my Max Factor Pale Pebble Wild Shadow Pot is on my brow bone, which I really, really love. It's such a subtle highlight, and also there on the inner corner. And then finally I have lashes and brows to go. So on my lashes I have the All Day Long Lash Mascara by ISADORA. This is an easy removal one. I never find that it flakes or anything like that, but I have a couple of samples of these and I really, really love it. It's a lovely mascara. It gives good length and curl, but yeah, it's not too crazy. I think it's a lovely kind of everyday mascara. And then quickly to finish off on my brows, I have this guy, which I am loving, by SMASHBOX. It is the Brow Tech To Go crayon, yeah. So this is Brunette, and it is just a dark brown eyebrow crayon. It's a little bit waxy. It's not too intense though, so I find it doesn't go too strong on my brows. Can you tell my brows have gone a little bit thicker? They pretty much just grew out like weeds in the last week because I was almost too busy to do anything with them. And then it has a gel in the back end of it, or the back side of it, which is so, so handy, and that finishes everything off. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope you like this, guys, and I will be back at the weekend with another video. Leave your requests below. I don't really know what to do yet. I'm a little bit lost as to what to do video wise lately, or going forward, say. But yeah, that's it for now anyhow, guys. I will see you all at the weekend in my next video, probably on Sunday hopefully, and take care of yourselves till then. Slán.